This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, hi all. Good morning. Is my voice audible? Is it clear?
Yes, it's audible.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yeah, hi all. This is Vivek. I have more than 8+ of years experience in automation. So I used to work with multiple automation tools like Selenium Java, Selenium Python, Selenium JavaScript Protractor, Cypress. Yes. Then I have more than 6 years of experience in training. So currently I used to work in one of the MNC company in a banking domain. So today we are going to be discuss we are just we are going to discuss some high level scenarios, why high level points, why we have to learn the Selenium, then what is the advantages of choosing Selenium with Python w- while comparing with some other languages.
Sir, voice is not
Definitely.
clear.
So as of now in the market, Selenium Java is one of the hottest thing. So many requirements is there, so many job openings is there for Selenium Java. Then how Selenium with Python is going to be lead the position. So why we need to learn Selenium with Python, then how much difference you can able to find. If anyone is there with knowledge of Selenium with Java, then how you people are going to be find the difference between the Java and Python here. Yes, so these are the different things we are going to be discuss. So first one, what is automation? Then why we need to learn the automation? Then after that, then we are going to be discuss why we have to choose Selenium as an automation tool at that point. Yes, automation is nothing but automating a process, automating a software by using another software is called automation. Just we are mimicking the human behavior to the machines and we are going to be automate the process which exactly human beings can able to do. Yes. So here the first thing, first before going to discuss on automation, first thing we are going to be know we should know we are automating functionality. We are automating functional testing. That means we are applying some actions, we are applying some inputs on the existing functionality of a particular program or a application. Then we are going to be validate the actual outputs with the expected outputs. Just we are going to be learn or we are going to be automating functional testing scenarios only. So why we are highlighting this, why I'm highlighting this particular point here, generally if you see here in market we are having different automation tools. So traditional or functional automation tool and process automation tool. So nowadays in market, yes, we are hearing about two different types of automation. One is functional automation, one is a process automation. Yes. So that's why, to make clear between these two scenarios, yes. So what is meant by functional automation and what is meant by process automation? Here, functional automation is nothing but we are automating the functional flow of an application to validate the functionality of that particular application. Just that means we are going to be automate the testing process of that particular functionality. Here, our main motto is to test the functionality of that particular application or a particular area of application. So this is called functional automation. Here our main motto is functioning. Here our main motto is testing of that particular function. So Selenium, HP, UFT or RFT, Test Complete, Protractor, Cypress, Nightwatch. Yes, these all are the different types of tools we are having in a market for the functional automation. Then next one is process automation. Yes. So what is meant by process automation here? So these two are quite different. These two are quite different. So while we are talking about the process automation, so here our main motto is automating the end-to-end processor to avoid the human interference. While we are working with the traditional or functional automation, there our main motto is to validate the functionality of an application, automating the validation of an application. Here in process automation, we are automating the end-to-end process. So that's why these process automations are robotic process automation tools are developed on top of AI. So here, robotic process automation tools also there in the market, like some of the tools like Automate Anywhere, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, UiPath, yes, Pega, yes, some other tools also there. So obviously, whenever these tools are developed on top of this AI, artificial intelligence, obviously those are paid tools, paid and costly tools. Yes, this is a basic difference. So here in this scenario is our main motto is not to automate the entire process. Our main motto is automate the validation of functionality. What is test automation? Why we need automation testing? Yes, same thing. Test automation is nothing but using a automation tool. Automation tool is nothing but, again, it's a group of softwares. Again, it's a group of softwares. Just we are using some group of softwares to test the another software. That is called automation here in this scenario. So just we are using some group of softwares. Automation tool here, we can say Selenium is automation tool. So Selenium is having some library, some packages. So those libraries will having different APIs. By using those libraries, we can able to do different actions exactly how the human being can able to do. Yes, by using the Selenium, we can able to mimic human behavior. Then we are going to be apply that on a UI. Then we are automating that functionality. Then finally, we are validating the actual output with the expected output, actual result with the expected result. So that is called automation here. So why we need automation? Yes, generally, if you see here, when this automation is coming into the picture, what is the need of automation? So how automation helps you to speed up your deliverables? Generally, whenever that release is going on, or whenever that new feature is coming to the existing product, whenever the company is going to be introducing a new functionality to the existing application, yes, we have to test the new feature and we have to test the existing features which may got affected by the new thing. We have to test some kind of smoke scenarios. We have to test some kind of sanity scenarios. We are supposed to be test some kind of regression scenarios. Yes, what is meant by regression is nothing but we are supposed to be validate. We are supposed to be validate the nearest yes, we are supposed to be validate that neighbor builds or neighbor functions which may got affected by the newly introduced feature. Yes, we are supposed to be test that also. That means whenever that features we are going to be adding to the application, existing application is going to be increased, obviously each and every time we are supposed to be test the application. So that means, so once that application increasing, application functions are increasing, obviously the areas where we are supposed to be test also going to be increased. That means each and every new ad, yes, once that fully developed major application, whenever you're going to be adding new features based on the releases, yes, every time we are supposed to be validate lot of test cases. Yes, most of you people may know about the manual testing. It is, about what is meant by smoke testing, sanity testing, regression testing, retesting is. So here, regression testing is one of the main area we are supposed to be touch every time whenever we are going to be add a new functionality. Yes. So whenever the new features, whenever the existing feature in an application is going to be increased, then regression test cases are also going to be increased while we are adding a new functionality to the particular application. So whenever we ask that human being to execute those test cases, is obviously, even though still some of the test cases which are not automatable, yes, we have a scenario for that also. Automation is coming into the picture. That means automation is a one and only solution for not only not the not a one and only solution for everything. Yes, even though automation is also having those drawbacks, even Selenium also having their own disadvantages. Yes, some of the test cases we can't able to automate. Still, whenever that new functions we are going to be add, yes, we are supposed to be test so many test cases manually. So to avoid this type of repeated work, yes, these some of the 160 or 150 test cases I need to execute manually at every release. So in my current company, as per my role, yes, we have 160 test cases for the regression. So 160 is minimum. So based on the affected areas by the new feature is going to be increased or is going to be changed. So whenever it's changed, that number of affected test cases also change. So generally, minimum we are having 160 every time. We have 200 suite of automation. That one is having 2000 test cases. Those 2000 test cases are going to be executed by the automation script. Then these 160, minimum 160, we are supposed to be executed by manually. Why? Because yes, it's not automatable. It's having dependency on emails, it's having dependency on some images, it's having dependency on some kind of time delays, some different process is there. Yes, due to that we can't able to do automation for automation. That's why we are executing that every time manually. So for 2000 test cases which are executed by automation is generally taking 2 days, but executing these 160 test cases manually, we are taking nearly 8 to 10 days. 8 to 10 days. At the same time, the person who is doing the regression repeatedly, yes, after 5 6 regressions, he may got, yes, he may got bored. So why? Because every time he's supposed to execute same test cases. That's why they may have the chance to include. They may have, just a minute. Yeah, hello. Is my voice audible or anyone facing an issue? Is it clear and loud?
Yes, it's audible, Vivek.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, if anyone is facing an issue, please let me know. So, so these are the different scenarios. So the first one, we can able to save the time. So by saving, we can able to save the time by automating the test cases, and we can able to save the cost also. Yes, obviously, when we automated all the scenarios, yes, obviously we can able to avoid the human interface. We not require that much of human resources here. Obviously, the cost will be decreased. Then it's 70 to 75% faster than the manual testing. Yes, obviously. So in my real-time scenarios, 2000 test cases are executing in 2 days, and 160 test cases we are executing in 8 to 10 days of time span. So obviously we can say automation is much faster than the manual execution. Yes, we wider test coverage of an application and reliable in results. Yes, these 2 points are correlated here in this scenario. So wider test coverage. So once you automated the test case, once you written the script, yes, each and every time while you are executing, it will touch each and every point, it will execute each and every line, and it will test each and every point what we mentioned. So there is no chance of missing. That's why coverage is huge. At the same time, reliability is also huge once you automate it. So why, if you see, if you're executing, if you ask some person to execute the same scenarios every day, yes, after some time, they may have a chance to miss something. They have a chance to miss something. In that scenario, that coverage might be decreased, or those results might be not reliable 100%. Yes. So whenever we're using this one, it's very reliable, and we are not required the human intervention while we are executing the test cases. Yes, once you return the test case, yes, obviously our scripts are reusable and our scripts are keep on executing. Yes, how many times you want to execute? Whenever you want to execute, yes, you can able to execute those scripts as per your requirement. That's why it will increase the efficiency of testing. It will increase the efficiency so that by using test automation, we can able to test each and every point without missing, so that we can able to find the defects very easily. Then the scripts what you've written earlier is reusable. Yes, while we are working with the automation, the scripts are reusable. Yes, sometime later you are supposed to be automate some other test case, so which are really nearly having the same steps what we automated earlier. Yes, you can call those scripts, you can recall those methods, and you can reuse here. Yes, test frequently and throughout. Yes, whenever you want, how many times you want, that many times, or you can able to execute. That's why we can able to cover more cycles of execution in a limited time payout. So this is a different advantage we are having to automate a test case. Then what is Selenium? Okay, so still now we discuss about the automation. Okay, then how we can able to do automation? Yes, as per automation, we can say automation is nothing but automating a software using another software. So what all our softwares are available in the market to automate an software? Yes, these are many softwares we are having. So we are having so many softwares in a market. So many softwares is nothing but so many tools in market to automate a functionality of the software. Then why we need to select Selenium only? Then what is Selenium? So Selenium is nothing but a suite of softwares. Yes, it's a suite of softwares designed to automate in web application. So Selenium, by using Selenium, we can able to mimic the human behavior exactly. So we can able to do the actions through the code on a web page. How exactly human can able to do? Yes, how exactly human being can able to click on that element? Exactly how come human being typing the values in particular text box? Exactly how human being drag and drop? How human being double click? How human being right click? Yes, These all actions we can able to do with the software and without the human being. So here we are having different versions in Selenium. The first one is Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is nothing but Selenium Integrated Development Environment. Then Selenium RC. Selenium RC is nothing but Selenium Remote Control. Then Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. So Selenium IDE is basically a browser add-on. So we are using it for record and playback. Nearly 6 years back, nearly 4 years back, Selenium itself officially deprecated. Then recently, again they released it. So earlier it's only add-on for the Mozilla. Now you can be able to use this add-on for multiple browsers. By using Selenium IDE, we can able to record the action what we are doing in a browser, and we can able to play back. And that means we can able to repeat the same action by using Selenium IDE. So generally, as a automation engineer, we are not going to be work with Selenium IDE in real time as of now. Why? Because everything is covered by Selenium WebDriver nowadays. But still, Selenium Web IDE they released again. Now they most of the people from the DevOps team they are using Selenium IDE. Then Selenium RC. This is the next version of Selenium IDE. So what is missing in Selenium IDE? Like kind of some kind of assertion at the time, some kind of logical assertion, some kind of logical loops. Yes, these scenarios they added. So Selenium RC is nothing but remote control. We can say now it's deprecated. There is no RC in market. Then Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. So our main course is going to be discussed about the Selenium WebDriver. Yes. So why I need to select the Selenium only? So many tools is there in market, then why I supposed to select the Selenium? The first thing is an open source. It's an open source. So before Selenium, the tool which occupied market was Qtp. Then Selenium, once Selenium coming into the picture, started the occupying the market here. So why? Because so what is the major difference between the Qtp and Selenium? Qtp is a licensing tool, and Selenium is an open source tool. Selenium is an open source tool. So those licensing cost is huge, but here Selenium is free of cost. You can simply download the file from the internet and you can you can start the automating the application. Yes. Okay. We are saying it's an open source tool. That's why we are selecting that. So many open source tools is there in market. Why we are not selecting some other? Why we need to select only Selenium? Yes, so many tools is there in market. Even Protractor also some free tool. Even Nightwatch also free tool. Yes, some other tools, Catalan Studio. So many tools is there in market. Then why we are supposed to be select so many open source tools is there? Then why we are supposed to be select Selenium only? Yes, I can say in a market right now we are having more than 10 plus tools. In all of those tools, only 2 tools are differ. Tools architecture are differ from Selenium, or these 2 tools only not using Selenium libraries. Those are one Cypress, one Puppeteer. So remaining all the tools internally they are using Selenium only. That's why still they are not a competitors for the Selenium. Why? Because even those tools also internally using Selenium. When those tools also internally using Selenium, that's why those are not become a competitor for open source. And it supports in multiple browsers. So earlier days, so some of the tools are supporting only some browsers, but it's in free source is one of the first tool which are supporting multiple browsers. Still in market, we are having one more tool. Cypress is also increasing occupying very good market, but still it's having a limitation. Still, it's working in a Chrome. There is no stable version for the Mozilla Firefox for that one. It's only as of now, it's as per the stable version, it's working in Chromium only. Yes, then it's so that's why like that Selenium is a one of the only one stable tool which is supporting the multiple browsers from long time. Then it supports multiple programming languages. Yes, if you see, if you took some other tools like a Protractor or Cypress, these two are the nearest tools which are giving high competition to the Selenium. Even though Protractor is internally using Selenium libraries, but Cypress is not using that. But those are specific to the programming language. Yes, if you are working with a Protractor or Cypress, you are supposed to be used JavaScript only. But while we are working with the Selenium, yes, we can able to use Java or JavaScript or Python, C Sharp, C, for VBScript. Yes, so many languages you can able to. And suppose multiple operating systems. Yes, some of the tools are depend on the operating systems, but here Selenium, you can able to use the Selenium on different operating systems. It supports multiple frameworks, is having a large user base and helping communities. At the same time, it's very simple and easy to adapt. That too, if you're working with Selenium with Python, it's more. Yes, these are some other reasons. These are some other reasons to select the Selenium. There's so many big companies in market. They are going to be use the Selenium in their internal projects. Yes. So now, just we can see how we can able to automate some scenarios. Just how we can now we are going to be see how we can able to automate a scenario with Python, Selenium Python. Then we can discuss how much Python we will require to learn the Selenium automation. How much? How much? Why we need to learn the Python? Then how much Python we need to learn? So what are the topics we are going to be cover as part of this course? Yes, these scenarios we are going to be discuss next. Before that, yes, just we can just give a minute. I'll open my editor. Yeah, are you able to see my editor here?
Yes, Vivek.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So here, this is very driver equal to what is meant by driver equal to WebDriver.chrome. What is this path? What is this executable path? Yes. So now I'm not going to be touch this particular point. So we can discuss at the time of course, and I think it's not correct time to discuss all those scenarios. So I'll show you one thing here. Yes. So this is one of the demo website. So like this, so many demo websites is there in internet. Yes, we are going to be use all those, some of these type of demo tools, demo websites for our practice purpose in our course. So the action, what we are going to be automate here. Yes, this is a one website. Just I want to test this sign-in scenario. Yes, I want to test this particular sign-in scenario. Is I am able to log into this particular website with valid credentials or not? Yes, how I can able to test? Yes, if I ask someone to test this particular sign-in scenario, if I give you the URL and username and password, so what are the steps we are supposed to be passed here? Yes. So what all are the steps we are supposed to be do here? Yes. Just a minute. Yes. So if I ask you to test manually, then what are the steps we require? Yes, we are supposed to be open a and we are supposed to be open some browser. Either it's a Chrome browser or either it's a Mozilla or something else. Yes, we are supposed to be open the browser. So this is the step to open the browser. Whenever we are calling driver equal to webdriver.chrome, some executable path I given here. So what is this executable path? What is this exe file? So here API, sorry, Selenium is not having capability to communicate with the browser directly. So while we are doing the testing, while we are opening we are running this automation script, Selenium is going to be communicate with the browser through some APIs. So initially Selenium is not having the capability to communicate with the browser directly. That's why we are using some another executable file. So what exactly this scenario, how it's work, everything we can discuss next. So by this line, I can able to open, able to open one empty browser. So once I open the empty browser, I supposed to be in that empty browser, I supposed to be launch this URL. Yes, how I can able to launch? Yes, for that one, we have a method driver.get. So here you are supposed to be pass the URL. Here you are supposed to be pass this particular URL. So driver.get is a method to launch the URL in a browser. So in line number 4, we used to open one browser by using this line. So now we are going to be launch this URL into that particular browser. Yes. After launching the browser, what I supposed to be do? What I supposed to be do? Yes, I supposed to be enter the username and password. I supposed to be enter the username. Yes, while we are asking Selenium to do some action, yes, we are supposed to be give two parameters, two mandatory parameters. One is exactly what action Selenium is supposed to be do and exactly where it should be do. So if I'm asking you people to enter the username on this particular website, yes, we are the human beings, so that we can decide. So this is here it's telling it's a username. So next to the username, immediately we're having some text field. Yes, this is a text field to enter the username. Then we are having some banner of password. So immediately to the next to the password, we have one text field. So that's why this text field is regarding password. Yes, we can decide like that. But Selenium is not having that much of intelligence. It's not 10 artificial intelligence tool. That's why while we are asking Selenium to do some action, that's why if you are going to enter some key, before going to ask Selenium to enter key, we are supposed to be tell, hi Selenium, please go to this particular point and enter username as Mercury. Yes, that is the way we are supposed to be asked. So first, we are supposed to be tell to the Selenium, please go to this username field. How we can tell that? Just we are giving the address. We are supposed to be give the address path to this particular field. How we can do that? That is one of the major and one of the basic important scenario as an automation tester we are supposed to be tell how to find the locators. Yes, so this is one of the important topic. So in our course we designed a separate two classes for this one, how to find the locators, then separate class for how to work with different types of experts and how to work with different kinds of CSS. So two separate classes we are having only to find the locators, how to write a customized locators. So once we are good in finding the customized locators, we can avoid some kind of logics also. We can design the logics and we can able to avoid much coding also. Yes. So how I can able to find the location of this scenario? How can I able to find the path, move to this particular username field? Yes, if you want to find the path, just right click on it and inspect on that element. That's it. Yes, inspect on that element. So whenever I right click on it and click on inspect, you can see one window, one tab, separate tab is opened here. That one is called developer mode. Here we are having the HTML code which is representing all these fields. Yes. In this scenario, you can see here. So this is the tag which is representing this particular text box. That's why. So whenever we are going to be inspect, automatically one tag is going to be highlight. So see here, this tag is automatically going to be highlight. That means this is the tag which is going to be representing this particular field. Yes, this we can call it as a tag name, then type, name, and size we are calling as attributes. So what are the tags? What are the attributes? What are the attributes supported by the Selenium? What else? Different. What else? And what are the different ways to find the location paths? These all the separate topics we are going to be discussed. Just simple things we are going to be to touch now. Just I'm using name attribute. Just I'm copying it. So now I'm asking Selenium. Here Selenium is nothing but driver. Driver, find an element by using name attribute. Why? Because it's having name attribute. By using this name attribute, this is the attribute and username. This is the value for this particular attribute. I want to use this name attribute. Please find an element by using name attribute. That means name characteristics. Name characteristic. If I want to find a student from the class, yes, I can use different characters to find that. Either I may use a name, I may use a roll number. Yes, these type of scenarios. Yes, find the element by name. That name what we copied from this particular UI, we are supposed to be passed there. That's it. Okay, so now we can able to find, now by this particular line of code, we can tell to the Selenium where it's supposed to be work, where it's supposed to be work. Now what it's supposed to be do, it's supposed to be do dot send keys. Send keys is a method to type. So what is the manual things we are supposed to be do? We are supposed to be go to that field and we are supposed to be click on it, highlight it. Why? Because we are supposed to be make sure that is going to be type on that particular field. If you are not highlighting and keep on typing, yes, your type action will not affect anything on your web page. Yes, then we are supposed to be type here. Mercury is a username. We are supposed to be type that. So manually you're typing. What is the action replacing for the manual typing? That action, the method which will work just like a type, that one is send keys. Okay, send keys is nothing but typing. That's fine. So what is supposed to be type? That value is supposed to be passed here. It's supposed to be type Mercury. Then yes, I want to enter something in a password field. Then how I can able to do that? Again, same thing. So manually, if you want to enter the something in the password field, yes, first you can go there into the password field by clicking on or using the tab button. The same thing, the same location we can use by using driver.find element here. Again, right click on that particular field, just click on inspect. Yes, see here. You can see here, again, this is the tag which is highlighting the password field. Again, its tag is having different attribute type, name, and size. Yes, again, I'm going to be choose name attribute. Yes, why are going to be choose name attribute every time? Why not some other type attribute or size attribute? Yes, we are supposed to be select name attribute only out of these two. Why we need to select only name? We can discuss as part of course. Driver again, I'm asking to find an element by using the name attribute. Then name, what is the name here? Yes, I copied that name attribute value. Yes, I'm copying that. You're supposed to be pass here. Okay, now it can able to find password field. Then after finding the password field, what is the action you supposed to be do? Yes, I supposed to be type password here. What is the method in Selenium to replace the type action? That is called send case. So what you want to type, that's supposed to be passed here. I want to type say Mercury only. Here username and password both are same Mercury. Yes, I want to type it only. Okay, it's going to be type. So after typing username and password, what you need to do? Yes, I suppose it to be click on the submit button here. Just inspect that submit button. Yes, again the submit button is having multiple attribute, type attribute, name attribute, value attribute, and style attribute. Again, I'm going to be choose submit name attribute. That value submit, you can choose that. Again, driver dot find element by name we are supposed to be was. Then after finding the submit button, what Selenium supposed to be do is supposed to be click on that element. What is the method to click? Yes, dot click, and just we have a method click. That's it. Dot click is a method to click on that particular element. Okay, you can see here we can able to read this particular title of this particular browser. You can see here login Mercury tools. We can able to read this title. We can able to read this URL. Everything we can able to do here. Yes, how I can able to do driver dot title. You want to print it? Yes, you can do that. Print driver dot title. Okay, I'm going to be execute it. Whenever I click on run, yes, it's launching a browser. Yes, it's launched the browser. It's logged into the application and login is successful, but it's very fast. Yes, just I'm adding some delay between each and every step to make it time dot sleep. Just I'm asking to pause for 3 seconds after each and every step so that you can get clear view. Yes, I'm going to execute it right now. Yes, you can see it's enter the Mercury username and password, and it's click on login. That's why we are getting login successful message here. Now login Mercury it goes. Yes. Sorry, we are getting error here. Yes, why I'm getting error here, I'll tell you later. So this is a basic one. So this is a basic scenario. It's able to enter the username, it can able to enter the password, and it's clicking on the submit button. So this is a very basic sign-in scenario. Okay, for these type of basic scenarios, why I need to learn the Python? Yes, for these type of basic scenarios, why I need to learn and this enter scenarios, enter Python concepts. Yes. So now my scenario is very here. Our scenario is very clear. Just we are entering the valid username and valid password and click on this one. Yes. So sometime later, my sign-in scenario itself is failing. Then how I came to know sign-in is not working? How I can able to report that? Yes. Just I supposed to be validate is all these toolbar icons is there or not? Sorry. All these links are there or not? Hyperlinks. Sign on, register, support, and contact. Yes. These four should be there. I have a one test case to validate these four should be there or not. These four should be in same series or not. Then how I can able to do that? If if those four is not following the given series, then how I can able to report them? Yes, for all these logical scenarios, for all these logical validations, we required Python. So for those scenarios, we required the Python. Then how much Python we required? So what is the prerequisite to go through this course? Yes, before going to that, so any questions from anyone as of now?
Yeah, Vivek, I have a few questions. Like, both, what is the difference between the Selenium and Python? Are they both are the scripting languages?
Okay, okay, that's the only question. Any other questions from your end?
Yeah, yeah. From my end, it's the one. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So here, Selenium and Python both are different. Python is a scripting language, and Selenium is a tool. So what happened here? So if you want to automate this scenario, you're supposed to be enter the username. We are having a method. We are supposed to be enter Mercury. So in this course, if you see, yes, find element by name or entering, finding that a particular, doing the particular action send keys. Yes. Then if my code is like that, if something like that, if the title is something, then I supposed to be validate that. If it's not like that, I supposed to be some other action. So these type of scenarios is there. We are going to be use Python. So in that scenario, what exactly difference between the Selenium and Python? Python is a scripting language. We are using Python to do some kind of logical operations here. And Selenium is a tool. Just Selenium is providing us some methods which are which by using those methods we can able to mimic the human behavior. That's it. So finding the element. So this is a method given by the Selenium. So by using this method, we can able to find where is the username. Our script can able to find that. So send keys is a method. So by using the send keys method, exactly we can able to mimic the action how human being can able to type. That's it. So this is so Selenium can provide you some kind of commands. By using those commands, you can able to automate human actions. How exact human being can able to work, those type of actions we can able to automate. Yes, as per my requirement, I suppose if you drag and drop some file from one place to another place. Yes, Selenium providing action for some method for that one. Yes, I want to click on this particular link. I want to right click on this one. Yes, Selenium providing the method to do that. Yes, after right clicking on this particular window, if it is having the open link, if it is not having open link in a new tab, then close it. Then right click on some other link, right click. Yes, if it is having a option kind like open link in a new tab, then open that. So this is my logic I supposed to be do. This is my test case. So opening on a first link is will be done by the Selenium. Then open link in a new tab is there or not. This validation is possible by combining both Selenium and Python. How it possible? So by using the Selenium, we can able to read all these texts which are displaying here. Then from those group of texts, open link in a new tab is there or not, we can decide it by the Python. So if you want to do some kind of validation, yes, we require the Python scenario. The thing what you are reading, what you are getting from the screen, everything is in a string format. Will return you in a string format. So we are doing the testing here. Testing is nothing but validating the actual with expected. That's it, right? So these type of validations we are not able to do by the Selenium. So for these type of validation, for these type of logical scenarios, for these type of looping scenarios, we require the Python. That's why both are quite different. This is a tool, Selenium is a tool. By using that tool, we can able to do some actions. Python is a scripting language. By writing the script, logical script using the Python, we can able to direct the Selenium how to work. That is the difference here. Is it clear, Swati?
Yes, Vivek, thanks.
Yeah. So any other questions from anyone? Okay. So we automated a small scenario here. So for these scenarios, for these type of validations, the things we require some Python. How much Python we require? That's the question here. How much Python we require? I'm not. What is the prerequisite? I'm not having any knowledge on Python, so I'm very starter. I'm very new to the programming. So is it required to learn everything? How much Python is supposed to be start? From where I supposed to be start? And from where our course is going to be start? So these are the questions. Yes. So why we are selecting Selenium with Python only? We have a good support for Selenium with Python by easy of coding and easy of reading. Yes, most of you people know about that Python in high level. So while you are comparing with some other programming languages in market, Python is bit easy. It's very easy to code and to read also. It's not having much typical complex syntax. Easy to learn, easy to write. At the same time, response also very speed. The same program which is going to be executed by the Selenium Java and which is going to be Selenium is Python, you can find much difference, much execution speed difference. We can get the results very rapidly. Yes, it's having very good APIs to work with the Selenium WebDriver. At the same time, nowadays market is going to be use the Python while in all the ways. So once we are started working on functional automation with the Python, yes, we can do a lot of scenarios. Python lab, very huge scientific libraries is there for Python like NumPy and Pandas. Yes, we can adapt them also. We can use it. So as a tester, we are supposed to do some functional testing. We are supposed to be do some database testing. We are supposed to be do some data validations, data analytics. Yes, we can do that also very easily. We can able to adapt those areas also very easily once we are good in Python here. Yes, what is the advantage of learning Selenium with Python? this is one of the major advantage while we are comparing Selenium with some other tool. Here, the installation is very simple. If, again, if you are installing with your pip, so what is meant by pip? Yes, we can discuss that. It's very easy. No need to download a lot of jars or something different files from the internet, and no need to add into the project, build path, configure build path, add to the libraries. Yes, these are the exercises generally we used to do while we are working with the Selenium with Java. These all the lengthy exercises are not required while we are working with the Selenium with Python. Then it's a faster execution time. It's an open source and good community to support. Yes, these all are the main advantages to set Selenium with Python. Then how much Python needed to learn for a good Selenium scripting? Yes, core concepts of Python is enough. From where we are going to be start? Yes, so as part of course, we are going to be start from scratch. Yes, we are going to be start from how to install Python. We are going to be start from how to install Python and how to install the IDE for executing the Python scripts. So generally we are using PyCharm. Yes. Then what are the different objects-oriented concepts? Class, object encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. So these all are the topics we are going to be discussed. So these are the very high-level topics I mentioned here, but you will get all these scenarios, all the topics, clear-cut topics in our course content. So this is the different things we are going to be cover. So what is the prerequisite for this course? So no prior knowledge on Python required here. Why? Because we are going to be start from the basic. We are going to be start from the installation onwards. Yes, our course is mainly designed in the view of persons who are not having any knowledge on Python. That's why first we are going to be complete the Python. Nearly it will take 20 to 22 days. Then later we are going to be discuss about Selenium. Then later PyTest. Then we are combining, we are going to be design a framework. So we are going to be do, then at the end of the course, we are going to be do some project. You can do anything. You can use any language here while we are working with the Selenium. But yes, the main difficulty here, most of the guys doing some common mistake. Whenever they face failure, they stop their exploration, they stop their learning. Yes. So whenever you face some failure in your basic learning also, don't stop. Yes, you keep on searching for the help, you keep on exploring the things, then you are supposed to be solve it. So we are supporting in each and every step here. Yes, we are ready to help you in in solving the errors, in searching for the help. Yes, we will be available most of the time. Yes, while you are practicing, if you have any doubts, yes, you can drop a mail immediately, drop a WhatsApp message. Yes, we can respond accordingly. We are not only having the simple normal day basic classes. We are going to be share the programs. We are going to be the important programs for the interviews. Yes, we are going to be share different types of programs which cover all the topics. But I'm not going to be share the solution at the time of day one. Yes, you are supposed to be practice that. Yes, whenever you have a doubt, yes, please back. We can discuss that. We can solve that. Then at the end of the course, I will provide the solutions for all those scenarios. even though in daily basis, in daily classes also, after completing the class, I will be available more than 30 minutes to solve the issues or to solve the doubts if you are having any while you're practicing. So dedicatedly 1 hour class we are having. After that 1 hour, I will be available up to 30 minutes for your doubt clearing. Yes. So these are the things we are going to be discuss. Then later, Python we are going to be starts with the Selenium. Once Selenium completed, we are going to be start with PyTest. So what is meant by PyTest? What are the different types of annotations? What are the different types of XML? How we can able to produce XML reports? How we can able to test, execute only failure scenarios? What are the different types of assertions we are having? How to run multiple tests? What are the different types of PyTest identifiers we are having? How to execute the test in parallel? What are the different what is meant by PyTest fixtures? Yes, these all the scenarios we are going to be discussed as part of our framework design. So here our main motto is we are supposed to be start from the basic. Yes. Yeah. So that's it from my end. So any questions from anyone?
Yes, Vivek, I have a few questions regarding this course. I'm having a total 6 years of experience in product-based company as a manual tester.
Okay.
So currently, I moved to Canada and I'm planning to change my domain because where there is a banking domain is more over there. So is
Okay.
this course is useful for me for applying for an API testing because I see the current openings are more on API testings. So that's the reason I am planning to learn this course. Is this course is helpful for me or not?
Okay. So one thing, one straight answer, we are not going to be touch any API part here. But one thing, there is no jobs alone for the API testing. API testing requirements are combined with the automation testing, with the functional automation. So there is no alone API automation. If you want to go for an API automation as a API automation engineer, you're supposed to be know this also. You're supposed to be know functional testing, functional test automation, then API automation. But yes, as per your question, yes, we are not going to be touch any API part here.
Okay.
Yeah, Swati, is it clear?
Yes, Vivek.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that because I see like what are the requirements I see is mostly of the banking domains.
Mhm.
So they ask for API testing with the Selenium Java or Selenium with Python. So
That's right. That's right. So see here, API testing along with the Selenium and Python, or at least Selenium with Java. That means, so here our main thing scenario is functional testing there in the as in the documentation as per the description. The main requirement is automation, functional automation. Then API also required that. So learning the API again, the API automation or manual things are doing API. So it's a very simple one. So Selenium itself is not
okay,
having itself is not having any separate libraries to automate APIs. We are supposed to use some other libraries here. We are supposed to be use other libraries, and we are supposed to be integrate both of them, Selenium and that library, and we are supposed to be do the Selenium API automation there. Yes, we can cover API and along some kind of Postman, these tools. It's not big deal. But Selenium automation with API automation with Selenium, yeah, that exact scenario we are not going to be covered as part of this course. Why? Because that's a separate course. That's a separate scenario. If you combine these two, it's become a very lengthy course. That's why we are not going to combine both.
okay. Even like do we cover any Postman such kind of tools as part of this course, Vivek?
So as part of this course, we are not having that, but we can do that. It's not taking much time. Like as per our, if much people are wanted that one, we can at the end of the course in 2-3 days we can complete that. It's very simple one. API manual scenarios or API postman is very very simple. We can cover it in 1 or 2 days. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, because my only dilemma currently is like whether to continue this course or not, because my requirement is required for Selenium for UA and any tools like Postman for web services or API. So is
Okay,
this course is helpful for me or not?
okay. This is Selenium for UI testing. It's not basically for API.
Okay, this is for Selenium for UI. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine, fine. Thanks, Vivek. I think I can continue for that because it's like because I don't have any scripting knowledge because I have only a manual till like I have only 6 years of manual testing. So I think it's helpful for me as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So any questions from anyone? So any questions? Yeah, if no more questions, then we can wind up. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you are not having any programming language, that's also fine. I got a question from one of the person. Yes, if you're not having any programming language, then also fine. That's why we design this course in the same way. So that's why we are going to be start the programming from the scratch. Yeah, if you are not having programming knowledge also, you can. Yes. Yeah, thank you all. Bye. So what is UI means? User interface, the exact thing what this exact screen what you can able to see on your laptop, that is UI. So UI testing means we are testing the actions how human being do. Yes, we are clicking on some button. Is that button working fine or not? For that requirement, we are supposed to be click on that button, right? That is called UI testing. After clicking on that button, after submitting the folder, is that folder saving in backend or not? It's kind of backend. Yeah, hi Sublakshmi and Saitesh. Session was ended few minutes back, so we are going to be close this meeting. So before that, any questions from you people? Okay, thank you.